from Chicago. Greetings to all, and thank you for joining our German culinary class. It's the second cooking class of our series. I'm Tracy Larson-Lee, the Senior Director of Field Operations.
And I'm Moritz. Good morning, everyone. Good evening.
Yeah, Moritz is a volunteer in Chicago and also returnee. So you'll be hearing a lot from Moritz. We're both of your hosts, and we are going to be talking about today's gastronomic adventure. As AFSers and our love for Germany, we're delighted to lead this dynamic interactive session. Today promises to be a delightful exploration of German cooking, as you hear from our fellow AFSers from Germany and those that are actually hosted here. So here's what we have planned. We're going to welcome our friends from Germany. We're going to be crafting some traditional potato pancakes, exploring and shared history of AFS USA and AFS Germany. We're going to be talking to our German exchange student and his host mother. We're also going to be talking about our CBYX scholarship. And then at the end, we're going to be whipping up some scrumptious German dessert. By the conclusion of our time together, you'll not only create a delicious German dish and dessert, but also deepen your understanding and appreciation of the culture and the people of Germany. So let's embark on this culinary voyage. So next, I would like to introduce Moritz, and he's going to go ahead and be interviewing Heike and Christine. So thank you.
Again, good morning to all our friends in the US, and guten Abend to all our friends in Germany. My name is Moritz. I am a returnee. I was in Malaysia in the year 2010, 2011. It feels like it's been a while. It's been forever ago. And now I moved to Chicago in 2017, and I've been here since, and pretty involved in this year. I'm always looking back on my exchange year with awe and how much fun it was. I volunteered over in AFS Germany for a while when I came back from my exchange year for a few years, and so it's good to reconnect with everyone. And I'm very excited to introduce to you Heike and Christine. Heike and Christine, would you like to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do for AFS? And thanks for opening your home, by the way. Your kitchen looks beautiful.
Yes, thank you so much. All right, I'm Heike. I'm with AFS for over 40 years now, actually. I embarked on my AFS journey in 1980. I don't know which camera. Yeah, when we look at this camera now, because we have two cameras here. And my AFS journey started in 82 when I went as a student to Australia, to Tasmania, and spent a whole year there, which was actually the best year of my life. It's been marvelous. I've been with AFS ever since. And meanwhile, I've been with AFS for 4 years now, working for AFS Germany. Before that, I was a volunteer, and my kids went aboard with AFS, and we hosted about five students. So we are AFS family through and through.
That's incredible.
Yeah, my name is Christine, and I was guest sister for Heather in the year 1985-86. And last year, Heike asked me if we would host as a guest mother a girl from the Dominican Republic. So we had for 3 months a girl living with us, and I liked this experience both times as a sister, as a guest sister, and as a guest mother. Really, it was really cool. A lot of things that opened my mind and my vision of the world. So
that's incredible.
That's really good. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you both so much. So what are we cooking today? What's on the menu?
Yeah, it's the potato pancakes, because if you ask Google what's the most famous German potato dish, it comes the Kartoffelpuffer comes up. And I like the name as well, Kartoffelpuffer. This is also a dish that I prepared over 40 years ago when I went to Australia. And because it's easy, it's fun, it's yummy. You can have 1,000 variations of Kartoffelpuffer. You can have it sweet with applesauce, which we have prepared today, and you can also have it with salmon or sour cream, and add anything you'd like to your taste. And yeah, that's what we do for the main dish.
Yeah, and then afterwards, as a dessert, we're going to make rote Grütze from various kinds of fruits, red fruits, all cherries, strawberries, raspberries, and with a vanilla sauce. So that's the dessert for afterwards. Yeah.
It's too bad
Typical
that we all
German too.
can't be in your, it's too bad that we all can't be in your kitchen, because we're all just sitting in front of our laptops, seeing these beautiful and delicious looking ingredients on the screen. But what we'd really like to do is taste all that good stuff. But
Yes.
we'll have to get the recipe from you, and then we'll all follow along later on. Okay.
Yes,
Are
the
you
recipe, unfortunately, the recipe I haven't not prepared yet, but I'm sure to write it down and give it to, I don't know how you hand it out afterwards, but in what kind of chat, or you will get it. We can write it. I think it's up to you how you best
I have one more
distribute.
question. You mentioned that you think Kartoffelpuffer or potato pancakes is the most famous German dish, but what about Schnitzel?
It is also well, actually, Schnitzel, the Wiener Schnitzels from Austria.
There you go. All right. Okay. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah, but Schnitzel is very famous too, and like sauerkraut. A lot of people, well, from abroad, international people tend to call the Germans Kraut because they were eating so much sauerkraut. But we don't do this anymore. We don't eat that much sauerkraut. It's very healthy though. It's got a lot of vitamin C, but that's about it. So there are a lot of other dishes that are far more popular than sauerkraut.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Okay, what are the main ingredients in the potato pancakes? What have you prepared, and how are we gonna see you make this beautiful dish?
Yes, well, we already pre-prepared this. I can show you this camera. I don't know, can you switch the camera perhaps? Yeah, this is
Perfect.
grated potato. So we put the mouse away. You know, this is what we do. We take a grater or a kitchen device, which is a lot easier, really, and it can just, grate the potato.
Watch your fingers
And
there.
yeah, it's supposed to be vegetarian, so we try to keep it like that.
All right.
And you have, this is a bit well, this is finer, though. It's depending, it doesn't matter how you do it. You can do it fine, or you can do it a little broader. You can add carrots or zucchini with it. It just doesn't matter. It's all up to you, and it's a very individual dish. The traditional is only grated potato, which is this with the starch, and we add an egg, and the egg will make it just stick together better. And I've already prepared onions, which needs to be, like this. Yep. That they are grated as well. And we just add this. And you just mix it up.
Nice. So you're pretty much preparing a batter like you would also similar if you made meatballs, or if you
exactly
made anything, any of those kinds of batters. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you take the potatoes that you take. It's good if they are how you call it, festkochend. Oh God. If they
not
are,
the mealy ones, not the mealy
yeah,
ones. You want the ones, yeah,
the
the
mealy, yeah,
golden.
that's exactly. Yeah, and this is actually about it. Oh no, this is not it. You need spices. I grounded some pepper, and you just add it to taste, you know. Like this.
Nice.
And some salt. Also to taste. They might say, you know, teaspoon or half a teaspoon, but it's completely up to you. Sometimes you can add a little nutmeg. I personally, I don't do this. It says in lots of recipes to add nutmeg, but I prefer the most traditional way. What you can do, you have a test run in the frying pan, and if it falls apart, you may add a little starch, cornstarch. But usually, as I prepared this, if you grate the tomato, there's a little liquid inside. You just put it through a sieve and let the liquid drop, and then in the end you have the top layer, you just put throw away, and then you just have at the bottom the starch, and this is mixed in. This I will show some photos or include some photos in the recipe where you can see it. And now we go to the other.
What kind of potatoes did you use, Heike? You said not the mealy ones, so you want them to be a little bit tighter and not fall apart. Because you have to dry them.
Yeah, it really depends. You really have to try this out as well. You can use actually any. Just a little story. I sent my husband off to buy the potatoes yesterday, and he came home with whole new potatoes, completely new ones, which are really not so mealy ones. And I said, "Oh, can't use them. I can't use them." And I just did do a test run, and they turned out to be perfect. So even those you're fine with this.
Got it.
Then I have some oil, just ordinary vegetable oil, or you can use olive oil, any kind of oil. So I turn my thing on again, you know. Okay, so you can use any frying pan, and potato pancakes need a lot of oil, really. They like to swim. Like a good schnitzel, actually. That should be swimming as well. Okay. So we wait till the seat's up.
While we're waiting, Heike, it's about what, 7:15 now p.m. in Germany. Is this a typical dish you would make for dinner or for breakfast, or would you do that for a picnic?
Actually, you could eat it for dinner or for lunch, usually.
Okay.
The interesting thing is that these potato pancakes, as we call them here, Kartoffelpuffer in my region, have billions of other names about. They're called Reibekuchen because they're grated cakes. They called Reibadaci in Bavaria. They have, do you remember the Jewish way? It's latkes. Latkes, I think. It's a Jewish dish, which is very, very similar to these Kartoffelpuffer. And every region in Germany actually has their own little names. Duchess, I think. I don't even remember all those names. It's very peculiar, really.
And now are the ingredients different as well between those different names, or is it mostly the same?
Mostly the same.
Mostly the same. I think the basis is the same, and then you add Some do it with flour, others don't. That depends a little bit.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Were those raw potatoes when you grated them up, or did you have them, you know, cooked or soaked or any of those things?
No, raw, just peeled. We just peeled them.
Peeled.
Yeah. So, that looks good.
You don't want it. Don't want it too high because they don't want to be raw inside
and burnt out.
and burned outside. So
Now, when you hosted exchange students at your house, Heike and Christine, did you make those kinds of dishes at home? And did your host students like it?
yeah, they loved it.
Yeah.
Actually, I did them quite a few times at the orientation camp. We did those, and I did it at home for my host parents, and a few other dishes that I did. Some apple cake, for example. I was so surprised. They liked the apple cake that I did, but they ate it warm with vanilla ice cream on top. And I was so taken aback and said, no, we eat it cold with whipped cream. But I said, oh, that's nice, like it is. And I was at that time, I was a bit disappointed, really, because they didn't eat it the way I'm used to it. But it was very fine. And sometimes now I eat my apple cake warm with vanilla ice cream.
There you go, learning from each other, right?
Yeah. So
is the kitchen for your family a center point where everybody gathers and stories are shared, maybe a drink in the evening, everybody eats together, or is it the dining room where you would usually have your meals?
No. With the kitchen. It's the kitchen, and a lot of things take place in German kitchens. I have an open kitchen now, so it's open to the living room as well. But many families have just a room for the kitchen, and quite often there's tables in there. Oh, now Birgit is giving a whole look for a room tour.
Well, we're getting it all today. Great.
Yeah. But usually in the kitchen also there's a big table, and families tend to gather around and sit together at least once a day and have their dinner or lunch together. Yeah. And it's very important, because then in this getting together, they are able to exchange ideas and things that happened at school, and things that need to be talked about. So actually in German families, kitchen is quite an important place.
Yes. Even parties.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now I see a
also
comment in the
celebrated
chat
in the
here.
kitchen too.
Patty is very interested in your kitchen specifically, and the stove. Is that an induction stove or an electric stove? Or
It's an
how do you
induction.
heat that stuff? Induction, very cool.
Oh, now the camera's fogging up. They look perfect. They
Really good.
Yeah, they look really good. Who does the cooking mostly? Is it you as a family all together? Is it you, Heike or Christine, or is it your husbands, or who does a lot of the cooking?
Well, actually, since my kids have moved out, we do cooking together. That means my husband is helping preparing the foods and cleaning up afterwards. But this is peculiar to our situation, I think, because he says I'm the better cook. So he doesn't mind me doing the cooking and he helping preparing, like cutting up things and then helping to clean up. Both mostly we do it together, really.
Very nice. I remember
once I'm ready.
When I was little, we would always have a really big meal on Sundays. We would have a special either like a roast beef or a schnitzel and fries or something
Yep.
a little bit
Yeah.
more special. And then during the week, it was a little bit quicker. So would this be more
Yeah,
of like a
That's true.
big meal?
Yeah.
Yeah. We call it, or some families call it the Sonntagsbraten, which
Yeah.
means a roast on Sundays. Quite often, it's what I was gonna say. They sit together with bigger family on Sundays, like grandma or grandpa may join for the food. And okay, hang on. Yeah. So it smells. So you need open windows when preparing this.
Do you think the second batch of pancakes is always a little bit better than the first batch?
Yes, usually it is.
Right?
Yeah, it's like with pancakes.
Exactly. You get a little bit of the crumbs from the first round and maybe some of those fried bits.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So with the meal on Sunday, quite often in German families, this is the meat. The weekend is the meat meal. A lot of Germans, I think, have turned to eat less meat. Is it? Correct?
Yeah. My experience reflects this. Yeah.
So especially young students, girls, more perhaps than boys, I don't know, are
vegetarian, or even vegan.
yeah. And on the weekends, it's usually the meat time. You think?
Yeah. Maybe not anymore, but it used to be like yeah.
I see both of you are wearing the same apron. I think it says "Wir sind ein Team." We are a team. Where is that coming from?
Ah, yeah.
Okay. Actually, these are my husband's. My husband was a occupational therapist, and we did a cooking event for Christmas with the whole team, and he had these what are they called?
Yeah, that's good.
Apron. Apron.
Apron.
Yeah, yes, apron.
Thank you. They had the aprons as a gift for everyone. And I thought they fit really good because we are a team.
You are. No, this looks absolutely delicious.
But we also have some AFS shirts.
Very nice. Now, if you were to make this as a meal, how many of those potato pancakes would you make per person? 2, 3?
Actually, my family is a big potato pancake Kartoffelpuffer eater. And my husband has already managed to have like 20, I think.
But I would say the average is, depending on the size, of course.
Yeah.
I would say it's about 3 or 4. I would say it depends on the size.
Yeah.
And
I'd have like 4 or 5, perhaps, and depending what you have with it. Yeah.
And how many potatoes did you use for the amount of batter that you made today?
For those here, this I think we did 6 potatoes.
Yeah.
Medium size to a little bigger ones. Yeah, that's about the amount we used.
Very
and then
cool.
just 1 egg with 6 or 7 potatoes, medium-sized potatoes or bigger sized potatoes.
And and the thing is, actually that the tastiest if they are fresh from the frying pan on the plate and to eat.
Yeah.
So the one preparing the potato pancakes is always the one who misses out a bit on the freshness if you want to store them somewhere.
Yeah, but you can keep them in the oven. You can turn on your oven and keep them hot there, so you can prepare all of them and then have them all together. So the one who's preparing the pancakes with Kartoffelpuffer is not on the oven while the others are on the stove while the others are eating already. So that's what we sometimes do. We put them in the oven and keep them hot there until they're all done and ready, and we can sit together and have them.
Very cool. Are you going to have jam with this, or are you going to have salmon with it today, or what's your side or your, I guess, topping for the pancakes?
Okay, we have to get closer. And what did you say again?
What are you going to eat with the pancakes today? You mentioned salmon, you mentioned jam.
Ja, wir könnten auch noch mehr Apfelmus holen.
Ja.
Dann steht da hin.
Yeah, we prepared actually applesauce, which
Okay.
is the most traditional dish
I
for
This is the applesauce we prepared earlier.
Applesauce, it's homemade? Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Apfelmus. So what did you put in there? Slices of apples, maybe a little bit of cinnamon,
Yeah,
a little bit of water?
Yes, exactly. We took apple, peeled them, cut them in little pieces, and then we used lemon juice, half a lemon, and then some sugar, a little bit of water. And did we add anything else? No, but you could add vanilla or cinnamon, a little bit of cinnamon to give it some extra taste if you want that. That will be possible
nice.
too. That's usually the things you need.
but we
Looks
also hang on. We also have prepared some salmon.
Okay.
And we have yogurt and sour cream, which we mix, and you may add like any herbs or anything you'd like that goes with it. With the you know.
So you can go both sweet, but also
Yeah.
savory.
So I have some yogurt here that I think Heike made.
Yeah.
Heike did it. So it's really homemade yogurt. And then I add some sour cream, crème fraîche, would have more fats in it than the yogurt of course. And then I will add some garlic, but that's optional of course. Heike, wie geht die hier? Kannst du mir die show?
Ja, einfach
Okay.
The garlic is interesting.
Oh. I'm fighting with it.
Cool garlic
As you
press
can
as
see,
well.
it's not that easy, but I made it. I think
Yeah.
you can.
All right, Christine and Heike, while you're finishing up here, I think we want to get to know our exchange student Moritz and his host mom Stephanie a little bit, if that is okay.
Hi guys.
Sure. Yes, of course.
All right. Moritz, are you there?
Oh yeah, we're here.
Very good. Hey, why don't you introduce yourself? Nice to meet you.
Okay, hi. I'm Moritz. I'm in the silver and gold state of AFS. So I live in Nevada here, in Reno. I'm in the US here with the CBYX scholarship. So it's a government scholarship by the US and German government. Yeah, and that's my host mom here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie Dorfler. Really happy to have Moritz. We've had him for this whole year, and he's fantastic, a great addition to our family. And yes, we love the cultural exchange. I hope we can go visit him sometime in the future. I hope his family can come here. We've had a fantastic year together.
That's awesome. Stephanie, what made you host an exchange student, and what made you host a German exchange student specifically?
Yeah, thank Morris for asking. Some time ago, over 20 years ago, I myself was a foreign exchange student, and I really didn't want to. I have children that are of high school age, and I didn't want to miss this opportunity to share all of the great things that I gained so many years ago. I want to pass that on to other kids and give everyone the exposure. So that's really why I wanted to have Moritz this year. And foreign exchange student exposure in general.
Very cool. Very cool. How do you like Reno? How do you like Nevada, Moritz?
Oh, I love Reno. Like when I first heard I was going to Nevada, I was kind of disappointed because I thought, oh, it's only desert. It's only always like over 100 degrees. But then like I looked into it and I saw like, oh wow, they have snow. Oh wow, it's not always that hot.
Yeah, it's snow.
And then yeah, I just got to love Reno now. Like fantastic people here. Everything is just so nice. Like the beautiful sunsets here in Nevada. I didn't know about that, but those are just like little things that just make you happy to be like in a different country here.
Yeah, it's a pretty big step for you to go so far away from home and take a leap forward and put yourself out there. What made you decide to want to do this, to want to go abroad um, and live somewhere else?
Oh yeah. I just in the media you always hear about like the US and like the politics here, the people, everything. And I wanted to experience the US like by myself to like meet the people. Because if you only talk about the people, like the country, you never really get to like see a clear picture of it. So I thought, that's not like the way I want to live. Maybe I should like really see how those people like how they act, how they are, and everything. And of course, I just wanted to like experience America. You see all those movies, and it's just so amazing.
What are some of the examples that you can think of where maybe you heard something on the news or on the TV before, and in reality it's different?
Oh, I think like when the Capitol got stormed in January 21, I think there was like a big thing where I thought, is that like how all of America is going? Is that how like the people are? Is that how like the state of America is right now? So I was just that was a big thing, and I thought, I just really wanted to know more about that and how like what other Americans think about that.
Absolutely. Oh, very cool. Well, that's good. So you said family life has been good. Stephanie, you mentioned you were very happy with Moritz. Moritz, how about you? Do you have host siblings? Do you have pets? What does a normal day look like in your life right now?
Yeah, I got 2 host siblings, a 12-year-old host sister and a 14-year-old host brother. And you have a little pug. She's very sweet too. Yeah, so like on a like normal school day, I used to get driven to school by my host dad, which was very nice of him. So like I could always sleep in quite a bit. That's very nice in Germany. I had to wake up early with the bus. But then after school, we would just like, with my host siblings, we would often play like video games together. That's what we did a lot. But we also went for like bike rides. And on the weekends, we did a lot of stuff. Like that was truly amazing. Like one time on just a weekend, that was crazy to me. We drove to San Francisco for like 4 hours, saw the whole city, then drove back.
Yeah, I mean, distances in the US are a little bit different than in Europe, that is for sure. Hey, we see some of those pictures on the screen. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what we see on here?
Oh yeah. So the first picture is me in front of the Capitol. That is because of my CBYX scholarship. So I got to meet the Congress people of Reno in Washington, D.C. That was truly amazing. We got to get a tour of the Capitol, and we just learned a lot about politics and leadership on like this 1 week that I was in Washington, D.C. I think there are like 300 other CBYX students. So they put like 100 of us there, and we just saw like the whole city. We learned about the history. That was super cool. And the second picture is me trying long jump and track and field.
Oh,
So
cool.
Carson High School.
Oh yeah, that is.
So Carson is the capital, you know.
Oh yeah, capital. So we went to the capital of Nevada, and I had a track and field meet there. And I just gotta say, like, I love track and field. It's so amazing. You got all those different kinds of sports that you can try out there, and you just get to travel around. You get to be with a team. So actually, the picture up there with like a lot of other boys, that's some other track and field students. And this track and field, I gotta say, is super fun. I love this season. Oh, and down there is me with my host mom, host sister, and a friend in San Francisco on the trip that we just talked about. and we saw the Golden Gate Bridge. That was like unreal to me.
Well, and you got lucky that day because the Golden Gate Bridge was in full view, and there was no fog and no clouds around it, right? So that must have been a great experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how would you say is your life different, and the culture, how is that different than what you're used to back home?
I think people are just way more open here. Just like saying, "How are you?" Like the simple phrase that was like so fascinating to me in the beginning because it's it just shows like how people are interested in you, even if it's just like politeness. But that's just like a big thing that really impressed me. And I think people, especially like with the cars here, people can just drive around. And I think people are like more spontaneous, you know, that they just think, oh, you want to meet? Yeah, I'm just gonna drive there. So I think my life has definitely become more spontaneous, but I also learned like with a different family, like I learned different things. I learned details really matter a lot.
Details, yes.
Yeah, like you get to experience the country and then you get to experience like a new family. It's amazing. Mhm.
That's incredible. Stephanie, what's your look? I mean, Moritz is almost going back, I think in a few weeks probably. Um, Reflecting on the year that you had with him and your family, how was that?
Oh, there's going to be a hole now. I mean, in the beginning, it takes a little bit of adapting to get used to somebody new in the house. And now there's definitely going to be a hole. It's going to be sad. So yeah, not sure. We're gonna have to call him a lot. That's what's
Yeah.
that's what's gonna happen. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a great learning experience.
for sure. Is that the first time you've hosted, or have you hosted in the past? Maybe I missed it.
Actually, this is the first time that that me as an adult has hosted foreign exchange
Okay.
students. So, yeah, it's been
And
great
did,
for my husband, for my
did,
kids.
did that experience meet your expectations? Did you have any specific, challenges or anything that was, really unexpected?
I appreciate actually the support from AFS. Sometimes, adding one more kid to the mix requires more driving, more taking from here to there, and then the additional obligations he had. So the support from AFS getting Moritz to the end of stay or to the I think even the arrival orientation, we carpooled. So that's been helpful. It's been good.
Awesome. Very cool. Hey, Moritz, tell us about school. How is school different than what you're used to? And are you looking forward to going back to Germany and going probably in September back to school in Germany?
Mhm. So yeah, school is way different here than in Germany. In Germany, I used to have like 13 different classes, and here I only have like 7, which is like super interesting. But then those are like 1.5 hours at least every day. So that was like a huge difference for me to like get my attention span up like that much. Because in Germany, they're only 45 minutes again. So it was quite a bit of a difference in the beginning. And then there's like so many different classes that you can choose, like every difficulty and every like everything. It's just like amazing how many things there are at high school that you can learn.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's like one of the biggest differences. And I think if thinking about like going to Germany is like with mixed emotions, because I'm like super sad to leave all this behind.
Mhm.
But it's just like going back to like your home country, which is like always pretty nice, I think. But like it's a lot of sadness leaving all this behind here. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel for you. When I had to go back after a year from Malaysia back to Germany, that was very challenging for me. But it was incredible to stay in contact with all the awesome people that I had met over the year, host families, friends from school, other AFSers. It's really been a very enriching experience. Um, what do you think, families that may be considering hosting a student should think of in this, mid-June, maybe in another few weeks, we have another round of students arriving. any advice or any good wishes for any prospective host families?
Oh,
You want me
I
to?
think, yeah, maybe you wanted to.
Yeah, I can answer. So, for new families that are thinking about a new student, just think about this person is going to be a little bit like it's going to be unfamiliar for this person to be in your house and working with your family, but they, so welcome them warmly, and there might have to be a little bit of adjustment, but they're going to really add a lot to your life, to your family's life.
Yeah.
So just be open especially in the beginning. Now, Moritz has been here the whole year, we got it. But in the beginning, it does take a little bit of adjustment so everyone can, feel comfortable and happy with what's going on.
I think like a big thing that helped me too was like I was being like always included in everything, like
Oh yeah.
because course was like, I don't know, I really like doing that because it just included me, and it's just like to include them in everything. I think that's a nice step in helping the exchange student.
Absolutely. Well, Stephanie and Moritz, it's incredible to hear about this really awesome experience both your family and you have had over this year. I think we have John on the call who would like to speak about CBYX for a minute, and then we'll get back to you for sure before we close out the call to thank you and also maybe hear a little bit more about your year.
Okay, John, you're up. Oh, we're waiting for the slide. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. So my name is John. I'm the CBYX specialist here at AFS-USA. That means that I get the privilege to oversee the program implementation for both the German and the American students that participate on this program through AFS. So the CBYX program itself stands for the Congress Bundestag Youth Exchange, also known as the Pay program in Germany. And what it is it's a full academic year abroad for students, for American students to go to Germany and German students to go to the US. It's bilaterally funded, so that means that it's split between the United States Department of State and the German Bundestag. It's also one of the oldest Department of State programs. This year marked its 40th year. So it's been running since 1983. And AFS has been involved in that implementation since the very beginning. So we have a long, rich history of working with the students on this program. Each year we send approximately 50 Americans, and we host approximately 55 to 57 Germans each year. And that's all through AFS. On the sending side, so the Americans that are going to Germany, we recruit primarily from the Northeast, based on the regions that the Department of State has set in place. But on the hosting side, we place students all over the country. We are gearing up, the Americans and the Germans are both heading home this month, but we are gearing up to launch both the application for the 2025 program and welcome the 2024 kids on program. So for more information, you can definitely always reach out to me at our general inbox. That's CBYX at AFS-USA. Myself and my team monitor that inbox. And then you can also visit our website, which is usagermanyscholarship.org, to get more information about the specific program. But yes, we would love for people to host our German students. They are really great. They serve as youth ambassadors here while they're in the US, and they do some different activities that help them foster civic education, volunteerism, and cultural understanding. So it's a really great experience for these students. They're all very highly motivated. And I hope that this gives you a taste about a bit about the program they're here on.
I got one question, John. How many students are you expecting to come in the fall, and how many host families are we still looking for?
So we have 54 students coming on the program next year. I believe There are a little over 30 placed, so we need about 20 more host families. Of course, there are other German students coming as well, so you can always host. There are a plethora of German students out there that need host families. You can host
Yes.
any one of them.
Okay, well, thanks so much, John, for this overview. I think we want to now see what the dish looks like that Heike and Christine prepared. If we can jump back to you guys, and then also learn about dessert. We cannot hear you. You might be muted still. We cannot hear you yet. Oh.
Yep. Our little mobile camera just gave way to whatever. I don't know. Just have to try to get it on. Can you see it again?
I am not sure.
Okay.
We can't see it yet.
All right. Okay, I do it like this now.
There we go. Okay.
I
All
probably will be shoving all my pancakes on the computer. No, this is how they look like.
Golden brown.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I can perhaps move it like this. So this is the dip we prepared, the salmon and the applesauce. And actually, as I already mentioned in the chat, the one that I like most is hang on, where's the sugar? Can you pass me the sugar, please?
Yes, there you go.
Sugar, sprinkle sugar on top, and add some applesauce.
Mm.
And this is actually for me and for my whole family the best way to eat it.
Looks absolutely delicious.
It's really crunchy on the side. It's top. Oh, yummy. So you now all have to prepare. Okay, what we already started with is the rote Grütze, actually. We do like this now. Improvisation.
So, rote Grütze, help me understand. Can you translate what rote Grütze means?
Oh, red. It's like red, and Grütze is like a kind of porridge, what you kind of thing, but it's without any milk. It's just because it's made of red berries and red fruit and some red juice. And I cooked up the red juice with starch, with cornstarch that I put in, and some vanilla. And now I add cherries that we prepared before. And I just leave the fruit just some short time because we don't want it overcooked. And I add the strawberries, and I keep stirring all the time. I didn't hear that. Okay. And then, because those are the ones that
The most delicate ones?
the delicate ones that need less time, are blueberries and raspberries. That's the last berries I'm going to put in. Then I just keep stirring.
That looks so
We
good.
want the fruit. Yeah, it's really good. And then if you want to, we can add some sugar to have it a little bit sweeter. So I will do this in the end. And when I'm finished, I'm going to take out the vanilla out and just keep the pulp of the vanilla in the rote Grütze.
This is actually a dish which is quite popular towards the north of Germany.
Yeah.
And also Scandinavia tend to use this rote Grütze quite often.
And there is another variety that's called grüne Grütze. So it's like green with green fruits, exactly, but it's not that common in our part here of Germany. What we have with it, you can have it with yogurt or just milk or cream, whipped cream, or and I did the typical here is we made some vanilla sauce.
Vanilla custard.
Yeah,
Mm,
it's a little
wow.
bit thicker. Yeah, as you see here, that's what we prepared before. That's going to be our dessert today. Very German. And I think Heather, our guest students and the others that we hosted, they all liked it very much.
I bet it looks delicious. Do you add the berries in a bowl and then you pour some of the custard on top, or how do you serve it?
Exactly. Yeah. You take a bowl, whatever you want, like a glass bowl for everyone. Either you do it individually or you use a big one, and then everyone serves him or herself and add the custard, the vanilla custard or yogurt or whatever you prefer.
Whipped cream goes very well.
Yeah, or even ice cream. Vanilla ice cream, for example, you can do that as well. So
Ice cream, like the warm apple cake, right?
Exactly.
yeah.
Very good. Well, this was an incredible look at your home and the beautiful dishes you prepared for us today. Thank you so much for sharing the recipe. Thanks so much for talking about your culture and what you do. Thanks for all you guys do for AFS and have in the past. Moritz and Stephanie, thanks to both of you for sharing your incredible experience that you've had over this past year. I'm sure you will stay in contact because AFS is all about making lifelong friends, building bridges, and sharing incredible stories and lives, right? And with that being said, Tracy, would you want to pick it back up?
Sure. So thank you so much, Moritz. So in conclusion, I just wanted to thank everybody for attending this really wonderful German experience. I am so grateful for Heike. We have been working on this for a couple months, I would say, back and forth. And Christine for helping out with the cooking, as Heike went ahead and would call you her cooking buddy. And then, of course, Moritz from Chicago. He's a friend of mine. He's a wonderful volunteer. And when I needed somebody to go ahead and help me with this presentation, he jumped at the chance. I wanted to say thank you to Moritz. Also, I want to thank Moritz in Silver and Gold and his host mom, Stephanie, for attending and answering some questions. I want to thank John for explaining the CBYX scholarship. They're wonderful students. I have met many of them over the years. And so I just want to go ahead and just thank everybody again for attending. Also to keep in mind that we do still have some German students available to host that are going to be coming here this fall. So if you are interested or if you know anybody interested in hosting, please send them our way or to any staffer, maybe it's your RFS or it could be somebody, another volunteer on your team. So that is it. So this is our conclusion. Also, I just wanted to invite you all in 2 weeks, we're going to have another cooking class for Thailand. So I hope that you will come and join us for that one too. It's been just such a delight working with our partners. And again, thank you very much. So have a great rest of your day and good night out in Germany.
and now let's all go make potato pancakes. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
I would like to say hello to Heather Hezzy, who's Christina's host sister, who's probably available in this call as well.
Yeah, I think she joined us. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So, and I'm glad that we made you all hungry and that you're all going to scrape up your potatoes and onions and grate them and have a great dinner or lunch.
Well, thank you. Yes, and the recipe will be sent to everybody. Look for my AFS news. We'll have the recipe and also this recording on there. So if you wanted to follow along with, it'd be great to also share it with anybody too that you think that might be interested in these recipes. So thank you.
Great.